Welcome back for another trade review. Been a little while since I've done a review on any of the trades I've taken. Kind of a slower period for me trading. I mean, I have been trading, it's just kind of been back and forth. My account hasn't really gone anywhere. But today I made one of the better trades that maybe I have ever made, and I definitely cut it way too soon. If you're looking at the screen here, NVDA is still trending higher. I caught a piece of it, not the whole thing. I'm seeing posts all over X that a ton of people made money on NVIDIA today, which is absolutely fantastic. But just happy that I was able to find the trending stock and take a little piece of the move. So I started off on the 5 minute, which I've actually been only trading the 10 minute lately. However, today it seemed like the market SPY was opening up very close to previous day high. QQQ, on the other hand, was a little weak pre-market, but it ended up coming back up towards previous day high. It ended up breaking, so the overall market was nice and bullish. The night before, so last night, I, as usual, started off on the daily, just setting some alerts. That green line there, you can see, I set that on the Thursday's high. So this was around that 205-ish area here. I set my alert and just kind of waited for price to push over previous day high. Well, in pre-market, it stayed pretty strong. These are the daily 50, the 9, and the 20 EMAs that you see on the screen there. And this flashing green and yellow, that is the previous day high that I had marked off. So what I did was I waited for price. Originally, I was waiting for price to get over previous day high. However, I really liked how strong the video was. So what I actually did was I took some starters once we came down and we were retesting pre-market high. So not full size. I typically trade with, about 5 or 6 contracts. So here I bought 2 contracts when we were coming down. We were retesting. I saw it kind of using this 50 EMA as support. So I bought around there. And then we pushed higher up towards previous day high. And if I actually turn on the intraday 9 EMA, that helped me out today as well. I then entered larger size once I saw this retest here. However, I did not go full size just because I've really been trying to use the 10-minute just to force myself to be more patient. And on the 10-minute, we never really got that retest on the 10-minute. So I was never in this trade full size, which is unfortunate. I mean, I trimmed 1 or 2 of the contracts once we got to around 30%. And then my last runner ended up hitting around 80%. And at that point, I just had 1 contract left. So I set a limit sell for 100% just to see if it could get there or not. I didn't really care what happened with that last runner. I was going to keep it for as long as we didn't come back down and close underneath previous day high, which, as you can see, we never did. The unfortunate part is that runner, once we came down towards the 9 EMA, I ended up cutting that runner. And looking at the screen now, hindsight trading, it would have hit my target of 100%. So that's a bummer, but it's going to happen. I'm just happy that I caught a piece of the move. I can't be upset with that. The part that I feel like I did very well today was the start here obviously was not full size. However, I've been trying to mix in some EMA taps into my trading. I follow some people on X. I'm in a couple Discords, and one of them loves trading the 9 EMA taps. And I've been trying to incorporate that in my trading. And I always found like I'm not very good at hitting the tap. I never knew like where to enter. Anytime I thought about entering, it was always too late. And this person was like, yeah, here's an entry. Well, yeah, it's obvious once it's all said and done, but where are you entering? Because once you see this, like when this is forming, this candle was disgusting once it was forming. It was a big red candle, and all I thought was, oh, this trade is no longer working. It's over. But the other day, I was watching this person trade live, and they said, okay, there was a similar setup to this, and they said, okay, I'm entering the 9 EMA tap here. And I was honestly shocked. I couldn't believe it. I was watching the charts, could not believe they were entering here. So today, I decided to try it out. I decided to buy 3 more contracts on this 9 EMA. And thankfully, I did, because this worked out perfectly. This resulted in about 30% gains almost immediately. So I actually bought and sold all within this same 10-minute candle. So I bought 3 contracts, and then I sold as soon as it got to 30%. During this candle, there was some news. I don't even know exactly what the news was, but the market, SPY and QQQ, dumped, like absolutely dumped. Like it was a crazy move, almost $10 move all in one candle, and then it got bought right back up. NVDA being so strong, I wanted to just trust it and wait until this previous day high was broken to exit anything that I entered down here. If this candle here had closed under the 9 EMA, I probably would have cut, and then I would have waited to see what price action was doing down at previous day high. If we started wicking off previous day high down here, again, if 9 EMA broke, then I would buy back in down here, but that never happened. So this was, I couldn't believe that I bought this almost like perfectly. I wasn't in any drawdown. I waited to see like a little push higher off of the 9 EMA, and then I said, you know what, I'm just going for it. I'm going to do it. This is what, kind of my mentor was doing earlier in the week. So I said, you know what, screw it. I'm doing it. And it worked out perfectly. I just trusted the 9 EMA, and it worked. There's going to be some times where it just doesn't work. And I actually almost attempted it again on this candle here. Obviously, looking back on it, I really wish I did. But in the moment, this candle came down. The market was looking a little heavy. It looked like maybe QQQ was going to reject previous day high. It ended up breaking previous day high, but in the moment, it just wasn't looking good. So I hesitated here. I said, you know what, I'm already green on the day. I'm feeling good. Let me not ruin this green day. So I set a limit order for if price came down to the previous day high. I thought maybe this needs a bigger pullback and it's going to come down to previous day high. Never did. So then this candle closed and I thought, well, that's not really a tap of the EMA. Let me see what this candle does. In this candle, you can see this wick here. In the moment, I was looking at the contracts. I was just a little nervous. I was like, well, this actually might fail. And as you can see, it did not. Completely bought up, pushed off the 9 EMA. I probably could have. I mean, I've seen it in the past where this gets bought up and then it just kind of fizzles out, goes sideways for a little while. So I could have still bought like as this was rising. I just wanted to be as close to the 9 EMA as possible. Hindsight, obviously, I could have bought maybe when we were getting close to closing this candle. But I would have been a little worried during these moves. I mean, there's a 10-minute candle, so I'd be sitting here every 10 minutes just praying that these candles didn't close underneath where I would buy it right here. But again, hindsight trading, much easier than actually trading. So I missed that move. I decided to close the charts up, walk away for the day, finish on a green day. One thing I do wish that I made note of, and it's something that I'm going to add into my trading, not even to trade it, but just to see if it happens more often. But I would like to incorporate VWAP a little more. I've seen a couple times when price comes down and taps not only VWAP, but also the 9 EMA. I've seen a couple times where that acts as a perfect support and price will bounce straight off of that area there. And as you can see, this did perfectly. During the market hours today, I didn't have VWAP on at all. I really don't trade with VWAP a ton, but I think that would be a nice thing to have kind of in my arsenal for entries, just to kind of take a stab at it. Because if this doesn't need previous day high to come down and retest, this would be a level that I would be interested in entering on and seeing if we can't get another push higher. So I'm going to be watching out for that, kind of add that to my trading entries, the possibilities on places to enter. Right now, I'm really only entering on previous day high, pre-market high, 9 EMA. Sometimes I'm slowly starting to do that. As you can see here, there was another 9 EMA tap right here. However, at this point, I wasn't even at my desk anymore. I don't even know that I really would have attempted this, because at this point, I probably would have thought, okay, there was the next leg up. This run is over. This is dumping. This is probably going to reverse. Obviously, this would have been a huge gain there, but I don't know that I'm really comfortable buying off of the 9 EMA too much yet. Maybe, one or two contracts, light size. This over here, once this starts to flatten out, this is when you don't want to be buying. This is when I first started trading. These are the taps that I was entering on. So it'd come down, I would enter, but I would enter up here kind of late. Yeah, this got a little push, but then it came back down, broke. The rest of the day, for the next hour here that we have left open, this is probably just going to go back and forth alongside the 9 EMA here. It's really those big moves earlier in the day that I'm trying to catch. Here is, if I pull this over here, there's my account there, and I don't know why Apple's opened up, but so there's my account, almost 3% profit overall on the account today. As you can see, it's real nice. I wish every day was like this, but not really any drawdown there. We were flat, and then I mean, the entries were perfect today. Not going to be like that every day, obviously. Yesterday was kind of a bigger red day than I would enjoy. Um, but I'm slowly trying to manage those red days and keep them smaller and smaller as I continue to grow and go on this trading journey here. But still learning, still trying to figure it out. But today was an amazing step in the right direction. Yes, of course, I wish I held and just rode this 9 EMA all day long, but I got to a point where I was green on the day. I was out, and I didn't want to re-enter and ruin anything, all the great progress I made today. I definitely needed it as a little confidence boost. I'm hoping to keep it going next week. This week, I'm finishing up on the week, small red. I think my account this week is red, like 1% red. So I'm just slowly trying to make these green days larger than my red days. And today was truly an awesome step in the right direction. A lot of confidence going into next week, but I'm going to try to remind myself to wake up on Monday. It's a brand new day. Whatever happened today and last week means nothing. I just have to learn from those mistakes and try not to make them again, and just continue to do this process over and over again. Just look for the trending stocks and only trade the trending stocks. Look for the break and retest, entering on the retest, trust the levels. That's a big thing that I keep trying to tell myself, is to trust the levels. There's so many times price comes down to my level, I get scared that I think it's going to break down, I don't enter, and then 30 seconds later it bounces off the level and it just continues to rip higher. But continuing to grow. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. Hoping to do some more trade reviews, and hopefully we can flip this account and become profitable sooner than later, hopefully. But just have to keep grinding. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.